Welcome to JLive. I'm JArt's Executive Director, Laura Mandel, and it's great to be with you for JLive, our series of virtual cultural experiences that bring us together to explore and celebrate the diverse world of Jewish art, culture, and creative expression. We're bringing you bite-sized conversations with the best Boston area talent. Today, I feel really lucky to be with Mosaic artist Audrey Markoff. Hi, Audrey.
Hi.
She teaches workshops for all ages, leads community projects, and hosts corporate team building events in her Boston studio in SOA. So welcome, Audrey.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. What's your work like and what do you do?
So I'm a mosaic artist. I'm really happy to be here. I mostly work with polymer clay. I make my tiles with clay. This is a picture of me teaching in my studio. So I'm a mosaic artist and a mosaic teacher. I like to share my art with people of all ages. This is a kids class. I had some students this summer that were all making their own mosaics. So the material I work with is Sculpey. I make the tiles out of this, it's called polymer clay, Sculpey Fimo. You might have used it before. And you can get a lot of great colors and different shapes. And this is what I use. So my style is really colorful and abstract, and that's what I like to focus on.
Gorgeous. I love it. I've done a lot of Fimo in my own life, so I'm impressed by what you can actually do with that. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
So it was really cool a few months ago when we got to work together on a project. Can you tell us a little bit about the Boston Haifa project that we did?
Yes. So I was really lucky to get to work with a group of Israelis and Bostonians, the Boston Haifa Connection. They have a sisterhood, I think a city sisterhood. They visit each other every year. And so there was a group from Haifa in Boston, and they were looking for something to do that was creative and collaborative. And a mosaic was suggested, and that's how I came into the picture. And so the idea was, let's make a big piece that everybody can work on. Everybody has a contribution to it, and everybody works at the same time. So we chose a Hamsa design. I think we have a few pictures here of the group. We split up into 4 different teams, and each team worked on one piece of the Hamsa. So this is a picture with 2 different parts of the team here. And because the Hamsa was so big, how are we going to get everybody involved? So we had about 5 people on each part of it. The idea was everyone had to collaborate with each other. So since it was one design across 4 panels, you could see everyone had to work together on their own panel, but then also they had to work together with each other's panels so that they could line up the tiles, the colors, the patterns, everything. And what they ended up making was this beautiful Hamsa that came out perfectly, and now it's hanging in the CJP office.
I think it came out so amazingly beautiful, and I was just jealous. I had to leave early, so I didn't get to finish with you guys.
Yeah, I was really impressed with what they did. It was gorgeous.
So I'm just curious, when you think of the designs for these things, how does that work? Do you sketch designs? Like, what's your process?
So this one, I worked with Karen at CJP on the design, and we talked about a Hamsa. So how would we make the Hamsa something that everybody could contribute to? And I sketched it out first on the board, and then also I laid a few of the tiles out to start to kind of guide them on where it would go. And my husband helped me a lot with that too, and he co-led the event with me.
Nice. I love that. Okay, so you just mentioned your husband. I want to know who else and what else inspires your work?
Okay, well, my main inspiration, I would say, is my mom. And I have a picture of her and this is a picture of her in the Boston Book of Inspirational Women. So she inspires a lot more people than just me. And I'm really happy that my mom is also on the call today too. So hi, Mom. So my mom, she started painting when my sister passed away. So therapy for her, and it was something that, just got her kind of just more in touch with the grief and coping. And then one day somebody wanted to buy her painting, and she felt very comfortable about that because of what it was connected to. And so she thought, okay, I can accept this money. I will start a foundation in memory of my sister, Rochelle, and we'll use this money to fund cancer research, for pediatric cancer research. And so that's how Art and Giving was born. And Art and Giving sells art, leases art to corporations and buildings, and all of the money from Art and Giving goes directly to cancer research. And so then a few years later, when I started making art, it just was like a natural fit that I would also sell my art through Art and Giving. And that's how I mostly put most of my art out there. And my mom has been a big inspiration for that.
I love that. That's so beautiful. I just put the name into the chat should anybody be curious. Art in Giving. Wait, and did you say you guys have raised, what did you say, $2 million?
Yes. Over the past 10 years, we've raised $2 million just from selling art and leasing art, and mostly through corporate partners that have their art in buildings. And a lot of cancer research centers or cancer treatment centers have been really great supporters of Art and Giving.
Wow, that's pretty incredible. Wow, absolutely. So tell me a little bit more about your work, what you're working on right now.
So right now I'm working on a big project for a Jewish summer camp I went to, Camp Pembroke. And we were going to do a collaborative piece together this summer at camp, but like everything else, camp was canceled. So we did a remote project. Everybody got a piece of material. This is a mesh background that is used for mosaics. So all the kids got this. They got a pack of tiles that I made specifically for this project, and they got directions and they got some glue, and they all made their own flower or whatever design they wanted, but flower was encouraged. And then they send it back to me, and I cut them all out, and that's what you see on the board. And I'm going to put them together now as one big mosaic that will hang out. So we've got all different kinds of designs and patterns that came back, and I'm really looking forward to making a big, beautiful mosaic that celebrates camp and celebrates all the kids together, even though they weren't together this year.
I love that you had an option or a way for them to come together, because I know my niece was so devastated not to go to camp this summer. So I'm guessing this was really special for them.
Yeah, I think so. Thank you.
Yeah. So, okay. So tell me this. I love how I see all of the different patterns and designs within your tiles. Can you tell us a little bit more about how you work with the Sculpey and how you make these tiles?
Sure. So it's just mixing colors. Sculpey is similar to paint, where you can blend colors together or you can layer colors together. And so a lot of these patterns that you see are layers of clay on top of each other and then sliced, and each slice is going to have a similar pattern or exact same pattern if you do it correctly. And I use a pasta machine. I flatten all the tiles out through a pasta machine, and then polymer clay bakes in the oven at a very low temperature, and then it becomes really hard, and you can create tiles. And this is the material I really love working with. It's easy to teach kids and adults, and also for mosaics, it becomes like a very easy material to break apart and make smaller pieces from. And
cool.
It feels good. It sounds good. It has a really fun texture.
Nice. That's really cool, because I love the different colors and textures you get going through that. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Cool. Okay, so behind you, I see some interesting works. Can you tell us?
Yes.
Show us.
So a big part of my art is teaching others, and I love having kids and adults in my studio. And these are all examples of student work. This one is my #1 student, Greg, my husband. He made this in a tree workshop. So thank you, Greg, for always supporting me.
Nice.
And I have some other adult. This is an adult piece that actually she's coming today to finish. And then I've got some kids too. And these kids have made every single tile. This is a 12-year-old boy. He made every single tile in this. He refused to use any of the tiles that we have here. And he had a vision, he planned it out, and he has to come back and grout it and finish it, and then he'll hang it in his room. And same with—
I think you have a little protege there.
Yeah, they're all so passionate and really talented. This beach scene here with a lot of details and special designs there.
Is everything in there also Sculpey, or do you ever incorporate elements and other things?
Everything in here is Sculpey, but I have been collecting a lot of stuff for years. I have all kinds of like bottle caps and little knickknacks that most people would call trash that one day I will incorporate into my art too.
You know, that's a running theme throughout JLives. Those of us who collect junk, aka art. I love it.
Yeah. Art materials.
Exactly. Oh, those are awesome. So I'm curious if you've been having students in your studio. I mean, I imagine people are coming in, you know, in limited groups or one by one with masks. How does that feel to you?
At the beginning, I felt no fear at all. But recently I'm starting to kind of think, okay, maybe this isn't something that I should be doing as often. I'm very careful. I always have my mask. Everybody in the studio has their mask. I limit the number. I have the windows open. But lately I do think it's getting a little risky, and I actually canceled all my classes for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
After
Understandable. Do you think you might be doing more kits like you've done for Broke or anything like that?
Yes, I think I'm going to start doing more kits, and I'll be selling those on mosaic.com.
Oh, awesome. So if any of us are interested, we can log on and check it out.
Yes, but not today. They're not there yet. It's soon.
Great. Okay, keep us posted. Everyone else will send you an email when they're ready.
Perfect.
Absolutely. So I love that you had another really fun idea to leave us with. Can you show us this other idea? Cool.
So Mosaic can be anything. You don't need to have glass or stone or polymer clay. You can make a mosaic out of any material you want. And one of the things that's really easy and a lot of people have already at their house is beans and pasta. So I encourage everybody to just kind of see what kind of dry goods you have and glue them together in a pattern, and there you are. You're a mosaic artist now. And you can Google some ideas too for bean mosaic, pasta mosaic, and you're gonna see so many impressive designs and some simple and really powerful colors that you could try at home.
Very cool. So everyone should be stacking up on dried beans, multi-purpose.
Yes, yes.
And well, Audrey, this is so great. Is there anything else you'd like to leave us with, or anything else you want to tell us before wrap up?
I'm really happy to be an artist, and I think that arts are important. I know a lot of schools are cutting budgets, and I've heard from a lot of my neighborhood families that their art classes are canceled this year and all their extracurriculars. So I just want to encourage everyone to find something that you enjoy doing and try it, whether it's art or music or, sports. There's always room in your life for hobbies.
I love that. Absolutely. And also, I just have to say, her sweatshirt, if you have not noticed, support local artists. I think that says it all. So, as I said, I already have to go out and get myself one of those sweatshirts because it couldn't be more true.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Audrey. This has been wonderful. Just if anybody is curious, next up on JLive, we have musician Jacques Pardo on Tuesday, October 13th. And of course, we have a whole lineup of J-Arts events throughout the season, some virtual and actually some a little more in person. So thank you so much for being here today, Audrey. If you out there have liked what you see, please note that programs like this are only free because they depend on generous support like yours. So if you are liking what you're seeing, please consider making a gift to J-Arts. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Well,
bye.